Taking a look at what's up on the web this morning, from the president to the Pope to a teenager who has stumbled upon a pair of celebrity icons. The selfie craze has caught on, and it is not slowing down. In a new survey from the popular photo sharing app Aviary, it shows that 42% of photos shared are selfies. Here to help weigh in on the craze is Jason Malika, PR expert and board member for Buffalo's social media craze. And Jason, we saw the photo yesterday that was shared by the teenager who took one of Warren Buffett and Sir Paul McCartney over his shoulder.
Right.
And we just got to talking. We wanted to bring in someone to share a little bit more about the stats behind the selfie craze. Where did it become so mainstream?
You know, I think the Ellen Oscar selfie sort of relaunched it into the stratosphere. This photo that we're showing on air right now, it really is showing how we've evolved in a sense as a society. We're more interested, I think, in photos with people than we are, especially famous people, than say autographs, or getting that, especially if it's a celebrity baseball player, then getting that baseball card signed. People want the photos nowadays more than they do that autograph. But I think what's happening now is everything is so immediate. You have your phone, whether it be an Android or iPhone, and you want to take a memory with you as you go along. Like
we saw with that young man who heard those two gentlemen were there having ice cream and rushed there to get that picture, which caused such a craze. So he would probably be considered a millennial, and millennials are doing most of the sharing of these selfies.
That's right. Yes, the statistic shows you're seeing on screen is 60% of the photo editors that are younger than 30. And I think what the important thing to notice here is that the millennials are the ones that really love to share more than, I say, maybe even our generation of adults. But that's not such a bad thing. Millennials are setting the stage for us to sort of adapt it even more and accept it even more. And I think what you're starting to see, even with social media in general, is that as the ages get older, you're seeing more and more adults sort of attach themselves to, all right, maybe we'll try a selfie with our kids, or maybe I'll take one at the Grand Canyon, things like that. So they're starting to adapt more, but thanks to millennials, I think we're trying to follow in their shoes as well.
That's right. Even with so many graduations happening in the spring, it was very mainstream to see the graduates taking selfies on stage.
That's right, exactly.
And the parents accepted it.
Oh, yeah. It's sort of like, okay, my son or daughter's going to do that. It's okay, as long as they want to get a memory with it.
That's right. And if you have a daughter, they're probably a little bit more likely to do it because we're seeing more females doing this.
Yes, it trends, as with a lot of social apps and social trends, it's going female, as we see here in the statistics. 59% are ladies, 41% are males. And the great thing about this is that, and I will say this since I'm married, is like I'll follow what my wife's doing. I have no problem saying that. So following the lead of the ladies isn't such a bad thing. Ladies have a good sense of style. So if ladies are doing it in a good way, let's follow the trend.
And they are the trendsetters for sure. All right, I'll take that as a compliment.
Absolutely.
On behalf of all ladies here in Western New York. Of course, these statistics are derived from Aviary, which is a photo editing app. So where are they actually shared to?
Well, you can share from Aviary. You can share to Instagram. You can share to Facebook, and you can share to Twitter. And even on Android, as we're seeing here, Instagram is the top photo sharing app for iOS, and obviously that's Apple. And then Android, it's between Instagram and WhatsApp. But I find Instagram is very easy to use. And Instagram's considered a social network because you can comment, you can share photos, things like that. Whereas Aviary is more of a photo editing application. It's a free download, but it allows you to really be a little more creative. So if you like being creative with your photos, you can use Aviary and then share them on Instagram. Whereas if Instagram it's very immediate, and you can put comments with it as well, and hashtags and stuff like that.
And to get someone to participate in your photo, all they have to do is double click it and they liked it.
Exactly.
And I think that selfies are so successful on Instagram because your followers know you.
That's right.
So if the photo is of just you, everyone following knows you. So they're going to like that more than they would like something where you're not featured in the picture.
Right, and people are more apt to, not to have a pun, but they're more apt to share on Instagram and then link it to Twitter or Facebook. And that's not such a bad thing, especially if you're a young person and you're trying to share things, and instead of just sharing it to Instagram, you can hit Facebook, the Twitter button on Instagram, and boom, it's there.
That's absolutely right. Okay, so Jason, to sum this all up, are selfies here to stay, or are they just a fly-by-night trend?
No, they're here to stay. I think with a lot of social media, like Facebook and Twitter, it's here to stay. Unless people, all of a sudden, there's a law that says no more selfies, which I don't think is going to happen. I think selfies are really here to stay.
All right, so I can save them, I'll show them to my grandkids someday.
You're good, yes, absolutely.
Pull up the good Instagram. All right, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to